So those of you that know me know that I pretty much gave up on my marriage. And I said I was done, and I even kind of stepped out and ventured out into talking to other people and all this. And the cliche is the grass greener? Man, it is not. Can I just tell you that I feel like in general social media has ruined dating? For the simple fact that if I do something that you disapprove of or that hurts your feelings or you don't like, there's probably 10 other women in your inbox waiting to be spoken to. And 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to reach out because you're angry, upset, bored, don't feel worthy, respected, all those things. And so for me, it's just, I almost want to get off of social media just so my husband doesn't have to worry about things like that. But, yeah, just know this, that I will be staying put. And I will be fighting for what I promised to God. Because, yeah, there ain't nothing out there. There's just not. I mean, stay home, stay where you're at, make your family work. That's all I got to say for today on this glorious Sunday.
Septum nose theory, ring strikes again. Liberal feminism strikes again. Social media, women that are encouraging you to step out there and see what's out there strikes again. She lucky. She's incredibly lucky because she is with a simp. She is with a person that is willing to take her back, and she's still embarrassing him on the internet. Thankfully, because now we have different conversations to have a conversation about. But she's lucky because he's allowing for her, and I'm not going to dig into the identities and all of that stuff or the visualization of what we just witnessed. I'm not going to dig into that. I'm going to dig into what she says. Right, her coming back, being able to have this conversation online, there's going to be a ton of women that are probably quiet inside of the comments because they don't want to be held accountable for their actions. I say it all the time that single women keep women single. You went out there and you realized that the other dude or whoever it was that bust you down and got it for free while you was over there defiling your situation, they didn't care nothing about you. They sent you right back to your man, right back to your husband. They absolutely probably destroyed you and all of that. And you thought that, because a lot of times what happens is women think that there's going to be some savior, some white knight on the other side of them leaving their situation and breaking up their family that want to become a step baby daddy. And obviously, she had to step out there and get burned in order to run back into the house. And most women, overwhelmingly, most women don't get the opportunity because even though women are the ones that file for the majority of the divorces, most times men, once they fed up, they fed up. They'll give you 1,000 chances, but once you cross that threshold of 1,001, it just go all the way left. It goes all the way left. And now you see a situation where, a woman is basically saying, listen, I'm not I didn't experience it the way that I thought that it was gonna be. I didn't know that it was as bad as it was out there. And not only that, when you say stuff online, what you basically do is allow for other women to put the battery in your back because these women are trauma bonding. You allow for other women to put the battery in your back because these women are trauma bonding. They are basically in a situation where they are looking for somebody else to be in the same situation as them so that they can go ahead and rub cooches and be emotionally connected because women are emotional creatures and most of the decisions that they are making are based off of their emotions, and it's going to go left from there. And so instead of you being wise enough to say, you know what, I built my family with this person and we in a good situation and I don't want to find myself on the streets for the streets and hanging out in the streets and by myself and struggling financially and having to figure out how to co-parent and all of this stuff. Instead of you staying put where a situation was great because you stepped out, and she didn't say that she stepped out because he did anything wrong. She said that she stepped out because she was influenced and she thought that it was something greater. And then she went on to say that social media is basically one of the linchpins that is getting women crashing out and is having them out here in these streets. And you don't want to be that. You don't want to be the other person that's on the side of this conversation that we talking about and that we using you as an example. And we illustrating how you for the streets and all. You don't want to do that. That's the last thing that you want to find yourself in a situation for. But you would be surprised. You would be surprised how many people, how many women, how many idiots is out here looking stupid and they not going to find themselves in a good situation. But, you want to test the waters. You want to go out there. You want to see it for yourself. Okay. And there's plenty of women that's in the same situation. Plenty of them that's in the same situation.
39, 3 kids, separated, getting divorced, and we still live together. And I just want to know, how do y'all do this? How do y'all do it? How do y'all do it? I just, I had to start antidepressants. Wellbutrin is getting me through. Okay, it's getting me through. But I want tips and tricks on how y'all cohabitate together. Because baby, let me tell you, the minute I get enough money to get an apartment, I'm the fuck out of here. I don't know how people do this. I don't know how y'all do it.
These people is wild, bro. Honestly, it's so, and I guarantee you that there are 1,000 people inside of these women's comments, guys that's licking they chops so that they can bust you down, and she talking about cohabitating. Fam, you got a roof over your head. You got 3 kids. You 39 years old. What do y'all think that's on the other? All right, let me ask y'all a question. Just genuinely, what do y'all think is on the other side of this? On the other side of the fence. What do you think? What do you think is waiting for you outside? Who do you think is going to come through, and what you think that's going to play out like? What do you think is going to happen? I'm genuine. I want to hear from y'all in the comments. I'd love to get y'all thoughts because y'all, for some reason, think that is peace and all of this stuff. Being happy is a choice. Being accepting is a choice. Being a good mother is a choice, and being a good wife is a choice. And I'm telling you, you're going to get out there and it's going to seem like it's going to be free. Ain't nothing freer than going home to your nice crib, to your nice place where somebody actually loves you. Honestly. And you know me, I'm a huge advocate. Go and fix the situation with the person that loved you enough to give you their last name. Go and fix the situation with the person that loved you enough to give you that last name. A lot of times people, and I've heard it all. I've heard different conversations, different stories. A lot of people, believe it or not, they get into these situations and they forget that that's the person that truly loved you, and they forget about all of the great things that y'all did and all of the memories that y'all shared. And people are so quick to, and a lot of times it's also the people that surround you. If she feels compelled enough to talk about this type of stuff on the internet, don't think for one second that all of her friends, all of her families, that her support group and all of that stuff, that they are communicating and they are in her ear, and she's already poisoned them with the image of him. And so it's nothing that she can say to even come back. It might even be too late for them and for him and for her. And for what? What do you think is going to be waiting on the other side of that fence? Always like to link back to the content creators in order to give credit where credit is due. Make sure you guys tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. T. Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Don't find yourself caught out here in these streets. It ain't worth it. I promise you it's not worth it.